Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Quakes Exclusive. Coming up on today's show, we're going to break down the team's 2-1 victory over the Houston Dynamo. We'll talk about keys to their upcoming match against the New York Redbulls. And I go rapid fire with Danger to answer all of your burning questions about the San Jose Earthquakes. Welcome into Studio 74 at PayPal Park. Alongside the former Earthquakes midfielder Chris Dangerfield and World Cup reporter Carlos Yustis, I'm Kylen Mills. The San Jose Earthquakes keep their home unbeaten streak alive, taking down the Houston Dynamo 2-1. It was a bit of a chippy game that was decided by 3 penalties here at PayPal Park. Danger, what were the biggest storylines of this match to you?
I think the initial storyline is Luchi Gonzalez and his staff and the way they're preparing the Earthquakes for each and every game. At home at PayPal Park, he wanted to start off aggressive, on the front foot, full attack to try and get that first goal, and he achieved his goal, going 1-0 up. And then he has the ability to, as Houston get themselves into the game at times, to go into a lower block and make it very frustrating for Houston to try and get any shots and goals against JT Marcinkowski. It was, Kylen. It was an interesting game because not often, if ever, do you see 3 penalty kicks in one game.
And then you had to talk about Christian Espinoza. I mean, the fact that he stepped it up, right? He scored the 3 last goals of the team in the last 3 matches. He's the main engine of this team right now. He can come and defend. He actually sends crosses. He creates opportunities. And now he's actually seeing himself on the score sheet. So when you have a player that is one of your DPs perform at this level, that's exactly what you need of him. And I think Christian, especially this season, he stepped it up. He said, I want to take that ban. I want to be that important player. And when you look at the fact that he actually has missed very few games in the 4 years that he's been with the San Jose Earthquakes, just tell you the durability, his commitment, and why it was so important that he stepped up. He said, I want to take those penalties, put both of them away, and took the 3 points.
It's not just Christian Espinoza either. Cade Cowell also has been really intentional and aggressive in the Earthquakes' attack. He looked much more confident in the match, taking players one-on-one, and he helped lead to that second penalty kick. Let's go back to the 65th minute. Danger, what happened in the build-up to that play?
It's a giveaway by the Quakes deep in the Houston half, and you can see the effort under Luchi Gonzalez for the teams to try and get back transitionally onto defense. Great work by Paul Marie, trying to get behind the ball, and as the ball goes inside, there's good numbers there defensively for the Quakes. Broken up by Judson. Nice combination play between Jackson Ure and also Jimiro Montero. It sets up that one-on-one opportunity for Cade Cowell. Early in the game, he was very aggressive in these situations. He can go outside or inside. Houston defender definitely gets their leg and just touches the foot of Cade Cowell, causes him to lose his balance. It goes to VAR, and referee Penso awards the 3rd penalty kick of the night, the second to the Earthquakes.
Now in our exclusive segment this week, I put Danger on the hot seat to answer some important questions about the San Jose Earthquakes. All right, Danger, we've got you on the hot seat.
I love it.
If you aren't feeling hot yet, you're going to after I fire these questions at you. Who has been the biggest surprise for the Quakes in 2023?
Rodriguez.
Which player would you like to see step up?
I'm going to go with the whole left side there. I think not only do I want to see more from Cade, but I also want to see Miguel Traco coming and doing what a Capo's doing on the right-hand side.
What's been the biggest change under head coach Luchi Gonzalez?
I feel like they've got a plan. There's a game plan for each and every game, no matter who the opponent is, on the road or at home.
What position battle is most intriguing to you?
Probably going to be that left-hand side again. You know, will Benji be able to get some playing time, and he's going to put some pressure on Cade, who I still want to see more from.
Which team has surprised you in the MLS the most?
Oh, St. Louis. You know, and I think that's part of the home field advantage, the stadium, the whole first-year franchise, the whole thing, but they're a good team as well.
Which match has been the strongest overall team performance?
I'm going to go with the first game of the season on the road against Atlanta, because I thought for 80 minutes that was a really good team performance in a difficult environment. And if they can build on that on the road, it could be good things going forward.
What is the Earthquakes' biggest area for improvement right now?
That sort of depth in the team, I think, overall. Got some good starters. Needs to see the bench stepping up when they get a chance. Baldisimo's done a good job in doing that.
What goal has been your favorite so far this season?
Carlos Acapo's goal, because of the teamwork involved in that, the work by Kay, the little 1-2 with Jabo, the positioning inside of Espinosa, the fantastic run by Acapo and a scream over finish.
Now, prediction time. Who will lead the team in goals at the end of the season?
If the team is going to compete the way they should, it has to be Jeremy Abobasi. He wears the number 9. It's his job to score goals.
All right, last prediction. 6 games in, where do you think the Earthquakes finish in the standings at the end of the MLS season?
10 points at this particular time of the season. There's a lot of teams down there on 3. The Galaxy, Sporting Kansas City, Houston, other ones struggling down the bottom. So I think they're in a very good position to fill 5th or 6th.
All right, you did it. You survived the hot seat. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Whew. Up next for the Quakes, it's the New York Redbulls. They head on the road for this East-West clash. Now, New York is a team that's always tough to play, but they've struggled to score a little bit with just 4 goals in 6 games this season. Carlos, what's been going on with the New York Redbulls?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm glad that it was Danger, not me. I had to do that. Having said that, I think this is one of those trap games, and the reason why I say that is because, first of all, you're traveling to the East Coast. That's already going to take a toll on the team physically. Second, you're going to go play at their home, and this is a team that, even though they have only won 1 game this season, they have really not let a lot of scoring opportunities on their own half, and the reason for that is that they're a very physical team. They're very well balanced. They pressure really high, and they do it very well. So it becomes a team that it doesn't let you play with the ball. There's a lot of turnovers, and there's not really a lot of possession for either team, which creates neither opportunities from one side or the other. So the Earthquakes are going to come in thinking that if they want to win this game, they have to create at least a couple opportunities and put them away, because you have to scrap this game. This is not going to be an easy match, even though when you look at the roster for the New York Red Bulls, you don't see really a standout. It's more of a balanced team, and it's going to be really, really tough, especially at home.
And it's true, Carlos, that when you've had these good wins at home, you do need to go and pick up points on the road. And I'm going to base my answer based upon the performance in Atlanta versus in St. Louis. I don't think the team had anywhere close to their 4 complements of central midfielders available in St. Louis. But in Atlanta, under Luchi Gonzalez and his staff, the Quakes seem to have a plan. And I think they have a plan for each game. They study the film. They're prepared for the pluses and minuses of the opponent. And yes, I believe they will go into New York, and they'll be ready for a battle. And it will be a battle because, as you mentioned, they like to press high, they look to go direct. But where can they take the advantages of those situations? And going on the road, there's a lot of difficulties in Major League Soccer. And we talk about the travel, we talk about the time difference, but I think Luchi's got them ready, I think prepared, and it's a different mentality going into this road game as we've seen in previous seasons.
This is going to be a huge test for the Earthquakes. It's so important you get that first road win under your belts. Carlos, what specifically are you looking for in this matchup?
Well, when we talk about what Luchi could possibly plan for this, when you're going to face a team that pressures you so high, that comes straight at you, you have to be able to take them in transition, because that high pressure creates a bubble that allows your players to have some gas when you jump that line. And that's something that the San Jose Earthquakes are really good at. If they can jump the line and find Christian Espinosa or find Kay Cowell, there's going to be space to go one-on-one with those fullbacks, to go one-on-one with those center backs. And you said it on this game. Kay Cowell seemed a little more comfortable. I feel he's going to be key to this, because a lot of the pressure is going to be on Christian, or a lot of the marking is going to be on Christian, knowing that he's the important man, and that's going to open that side. So you have to take care of those one-on-ones and create opportunities. There's not going to be a lot of them, so when you can go in transition, when you can play that long ball and take them on speed, that's how I'm looking forward to.
On the other side, the Red Bulls added Dante VanZyl in the offseason to try to address some of those issues in the attack. Now, Danger, what have you seen from VanZyl? What does he bring to this game, possibly?
Well, the question with VanZyl is he going to start his first game? He's been coming off the bench. He scored the game winner in their only victory of the season so far. But he is a quality player. He's a Belgian international, and Belgium has some fine forwards with Lukaku and Kevin De Bruyne playing underneath. They have some really good players. So he's obviously a quality forward that's been brought into the league. Will he be able to play alongside big Corey Burke on Saturday and throw something different at the Earthquakes, or would he get that start? He's come all the way through the ranks in Belgium. He's a goal scorer by trade, so he could be an interesting matchup for the Quakes this weekend.
It's going to be a fun one. The San Jose Earthquakes head to the New York Red Bulls for a road contest on Saturday. It's a 4:30 Pacific time kickoff, And you can watch that game right here on Apple TV's MLS Season Pass. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Quakes Exclusive. We'll see you next week.